enough coffee for this. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something that is kind of important to me now that I'm getting seasoned in age. I don't want to say I'm old, but I have maxed out tinnitus for the VA benefit claim and massive hearing loss due to my time in the military. That being said, we are talking about ear pro, hearing protection. God knows we all need it. All right. So if you're going to the range, you're going to need it. And I have tons of it just because I collect it over the year I've been doing this. All right. And there's kind of a doing it cheap and then doing it really expensive. What's going to work best for you? Right. Because you can get really good protection without breaking the bank. All right. First and foremost, we're going to start with this little guy right here. This, in my early career in the military in the 90s, this is the type of hearing protection we had. Big, we call them Mickey Mouse ears. They suck. You definitely have to double up your hearing protection. Later on, depending on what you're doing, you're going to get into radios and things like that. All right. But this is just something I had laying around the cranial, we call it. And I didn't know what to do with it. So threw it on a skull and now it's just sitting here, which kind of creeps my son out. He doesn't like the skulls. So hearing protection. What do you need to know? All right. You need to wear it, obviously. So cheapest route available. You can go with is you can go to like your CVS, your Walgreens, or other fine retailers, and just buy these stupid little foamies. All right. I don't recommend trying to reuse these. They're a one and done. All right. They're nasty. They're squishy. All right. You have no idea how many times I watch people struggle with these. All right. You got to squish it up real flat. I know you guys probably already know this. Stick it in your ear. What's going to help is if you grab the top of your ear and lift up, wedge this in there and hold it till it expands. Everything should get really muffled. You can buy these little 3M ones, little packages like this. You can get these anywhere, right? Home Depot, you know, or a ton of these off of Amazon or whatever. And I think it's funny that they're 3M earplugs because I'm sure everyone's seen the commercials for the 3M earplugs, and we know how well those work. All right. So moving up from that, sometimes those are hard to use. When you're shooting, they do fall out. They don't offer a lot of protection, but it's better than nothing. Just shooting a gun with no ear pro is horrible. I've done it lots of times. All right. So these will run you maybe 15, 20 bucks. And they're just the big hoopty ones, right? They look like something you'd see from like the 70s headphones. All right. These are made by a company called Lyman. They're good for what they are. They do their job. If this isn't enough, then obviously you'll want to double up. These are completely passive. They just block sound. If you wear these long enough, you're going to know that the cushion, the padding in here, does tend to suck. It really does irritate your head. Makes you uncomfortable. Next up, you can get yourself some nice Howard lights. All right. These are also passive, but what I like about these is these are low profile. All right. So these are better in the long run than these because while wearing these, trying to bring a rifle up and get a good cheek weld, these big things are going to be in your way. All right. I don't recommend something this big. This is good for like doing pistol or whatever, but I'd rather go with the low profiles. All right. These are passive. Again, they just stop sound. That's all they do. They're good. Usually have a pair of these on me at all times, like laying in the truck or whatever. They're good to have. Moving up from there. These will run you. You can get them on Amazon too. They're probably going to run you anywhere from $30 to $50. All right. These are Actfires, low profile. But the nice thing is, these are not passive. All right. They're active. They have little microphones up here. There's a little volume switch. They are battery powered. Allows you to hear things that are going on around you, which is great because while you're wearing these, you're going to be screaming at everybody. Wearing these, you can talk like a normal human being. They just have a cutoff. So when the firearm goes off or any other loud noise, it's pretty much capped and you're not getting the full brunt of it. Again, if this is not enough, double up. All right. But I really had no problem with these. They run on batteries, which is nice. So when the batteries die, all you do is replace them. And they go right in here. I recommend, regardless, replace. It really depends how much you use them, but replacing the batteries like every 6 months or so. Just takes 2 AAA batteries. That's all it is. So I'm telling you right now, the batteries on this are going to die when you don't expect them to. Just carry spare batteries with you. The nice thing though is once the batteries die, they're still working as passive earmuffs. So that's a good thing. You're just losing the benefits of being able to talk to everybody, and all of a sudden, everything's really, really muffled. A pair that I've had forever and a day are your standard Impact Sport by Howard Lite. I have a green pair. Again, they operate on batteries, volume switch, microphones, all that good stuff. Battery compartments right there. I'm big into the batteries. I like having batteries because the newer ones are going to be rechargeable, so on and so forth. The nice thing with these is it's got a port in the back. And you're able to hook up, say, your I was going to say your Walkman. That's what it reminds me of. But you could use a cord, hook up your iPhone, your Android, and then pump music right into these, which is great for if you're doing yard work or whatnot. At the gun range, I don't recommend blasting your music as you want to hear things that are happening around you, such as range commands. You want to hear if your gun malfunctions. You want to hear a bunch of cool stuff like that. All right. The walkers, these are rechargeable. So these don't take batteries, but right up here is a little port. Just open it up. Takes a USB-C charging cord and just charge them up. All right. Problem is you can't carry spare electricity with you. So if you're in the middle of range day and these go kaput on you, they're done. Unless you carry like a battery pack or something. It's much easier to have something like this that just take batteries and then you just swap the batteries out as needed. Always have spare batteries. These right here are good. I like these. These have been around the block a few times. These are 3M Peltor range guards. Okay, electronic. They've got the volume switch on them. Mics. They fit well. They are relatively comfortable. The ear padding is got a nice texture to it to really kind of hug and really stop from shifting around. They're not bad. I always joke around, I was like, it's a 3M product because of 3M earplugs, which they knew were defective, and yet they still sold them to the government, who issued them to us, and now we all have hearing loss. Yeah. These right here, these Peltors, you can buy these, Home Depot, $44. They're not bad. All of these so far are under $100. I mean, they're all under 60, I'm pretty sure. And they're all doing great. Now, if you want to be bougie, all of these headsets are good for day-to-day range time, yard work, whatever, loud noises, so on and so forth. The problem is, outside of the Howard Lite ones where you can pump in music from, say, your phone or whatever, the rest of them you can't do that with. Right? None of them have Bluetooth capabilities, anything like that. Moving up, and you're going to pay for these. All right, it is 3M. They are Peltors, but you're moving up to, oh, I've seen them as low as like 650 and up to 1500. Right, and these, all right. There's lots of stuff going on here with cables. You got microphone. Uh, Obviously, you've got two little microphones down here for you to pick up ambient noise around you. This microphone, however, is obviously for talking. This cable, which is connected right here, and you cannot just pull it out. If you don't want all your cables dangling all over the place, you're going to have to get some sort of cable stow, which is what I've installed up here, so I can just feed this in. And this, you could wear just day-to-day operation, doing your thing. But having this pigtailed up is nice because when push comes to shove, you can take this and plug it in to your radios. So if for some reason you lose cell tower communications and you're going to resort down to ham radio, shortwave radio, things like that. So if whether you're using Baofangs or whatever other type of radio you have, something that's digital encrypted, doesn't matter. You're able to hook this in, and then you have comms again. So you're able to broadcast out. Now, unless it's all out, complete zombie apocalypse war type stuff, if you don't have an FCC license, don't be firing up that Baofang and queuing it up or keying it up and broadcasting out. It is an FCC violation. So just so you know, it is battery powered. A couple batteries on each side. Again, use spare batteries, or have spare batteries, I should say. Now, the nice thing I did with these is instead of having the standard ear padding like the rest of these do, I opted for these big gel ones. They make wearing these for long, extended periods of time a lot more comfortable. They tend to make you sweat more, but I'd rather have these than the ones that sometimes you feel like you're getting nothing. And even these are better than what this used to offer. These are just, it feels like a rubber O-ring gasket that just sits on your head. Total freaking nightmare. I hated them. So if you're the type of person, like I hope you are, you're like me, and you're going to be running maybe a recce rig or some sort of plate carrier, I always opt for the recce rig because it's lighter. Carrying around plates all the time. If you haven't donned one of those and gone the distance with plates on, it is brutal. But just wanted to explain that when you hook this little pigtail up, all right, if you've got a recce rig like this, then obviously you're going to have your PTT. It's going to hook right into your PTT system. So this is just going to hook right into your PTT system. Right, pull it out a little bit. So when you have your PTT, it just clicks right in, and then your headset is ready to go. Now you're going to get your ambient noise all around you, plus you're going to get the feed from the radio, and obviously when you have the mic in the proper position, you key up your PTT, and you're able to talk. All right. The rest of these headsets don't have that capability. So if you're running something like this for whatever tomorrow is bringing, then you're going to have to get one of these. All right. Now, I know some people will just opt when they buy their radios. Some of them you can get with little speakers and mics that you just key up, talk to, kind of like what Leos have. You're not going to want to have that in the long run, because doing your clandestine operations, surviving, whatever it is, you don't want your radio to key up at the wrong time and let everybody hear it. So spending the money on a headset like this is going to be well worth it. All right. Obviously, this is coming down the road. I mean, you want to go out and spend a grand on this? Great. But you're not just buying one, because you've got to have enough for everybody. I have one for every single radio we have, because one is none, two is only one. Plus, the way I see it is, if I have the headset, well, that's great for me, but something goes wrong, and my wife's now donning her recce rig with her radio. Her headset needs to be able to hook right into the PTT also. It does us no good if we're not able to communicate, because she's rocking and rolling with something like this. What's the point of having the radio and all that other equipment hooked up? So you buy one, you're going to end up buying a few of them, just so you guys know. All right. Listen, it's easier to buy these when they're 30 bones. You buy like 5 or 6 of them. That's great. When you're getting into this, though, getting a lot more expensive. So just keep that in mind. I love when I talk to people about setting up their get home bags or bug out bags, whatever it is. They always build one, and they're like, "Oh, we're good." I'm like, "Cool," but there's more people than just you. If you have a family, right? Everybody needs to have one. So you've got to have multiple bags. It's not a one and done. Same with the headsets. If every single person has their own bug out bag, get home bag, whatever, they have their recce rig, they have some sort of comms, whether it be a Baofeng or, God forbid, if you have them, a bunch of military issued pricks, that's great, but everyone's going to need the same headset so they can all communicate. All right, so keep that in mind. But that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are using for Ear Pro. All right. The best way to support the channel is in the comments below, or in the description below, is the link for our merch. Go buy some merch. Get yourself some awesome Gun Guru swag. We got some really great designs on shirts. We got some stuff coming up for the holidays in the pipe. You'll be seeing that in the next day or two. Go get your stuff now. You're ready for Christmas. Give someone you love some cool Gun Guru swag. All right. Links for these different types of headsets will also be below. This way you guys can take a look at it, see the prices, so on and so forth. Maybe you're running, these old sets and you want to upgrade to something like the 3M Peltor. So all those links will be down there below, so you can see their prices. Everything's transparent. All right, that's all I got for you guys. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next